Holy shit! Martin Luther King and JFK were never assassinated. The Vietnam War never happened. And free healthcare was a guaranteed right in the Constitution.
Are you still reading that report Professor Dunderhead wrote up detailing the differences between this timeline and the original one?
Yeah, and the more I read, the angrier I get. There were flying cars, man! Flying cars! If it bums you out so much, why are you reading it? Didn't Professor Brainiac say there was no way to change it back? Yeah, he did, but I can't help it. It's compelling, and besides, I don't have anything else to do today. If I'm gonna fuck around, I could do worse things, I guess. Oh, jeez. We had colonies on the moon and Mars. Big whoop. So it's changed a little bit. Things are still great here. Religious intolerance is alive and well. Human sexuality is still viewed as shameful and should never be discussed, while at the same time being heavily exploited by big companies to sell us stuff. And so long as you've got bags and bags of tax-sheltered money, you can have healthcare, justice, and control over the government.
Yes.
The professor thinks that whoever has stolen the time machine must be some sort of religious right-wing conservative due to the changes in the timeline, and I kinda have to agree with him. So we went from some weird free-love science-based paradise to what we have now. It doesn't mean that it was a religious conservative making with all the time hijinks. Feeling a little defensive, Fundy?
Do we know anyone who is a right-wing religious conservative?
I don't know, AJ. Do we? What are you guys staring at? I mean, I know I'm handsome and all, but it's rude. Funny, I don't want to accuse you of anything, but I
want to accuse you! You've been using a purloined time machine to change the timeline to your twisted conservative likings!
Are you crazy? Just because I'm the only right-minded and moral person you know doesn't mean that I'm the one who's committing time crimes.
But it all fits! You hated living in the secular utopia of the original timeline, so you've changed it to the huge pile of intolerance and stupidity we have now!
Look, you Boobosaurus, if I was gonna change the timeline, wouldn't I just change it so that I was like super king of the popes with money and power? He's got a point, AJ. According to Professor Dunderhead, the alt timeline was very LGBT positive. I don't think he'd change it to what we have now. I may be a religious conservative, but I am pro-LGBT all the way. It must be weird being a living contradiction. Weird ain't the half of it.
Huzzah, fellows! What is happening in the garage today?
Oh, the usual. I'm being wrongfully accused of some awful thing that I didn't do.
Well, I think he's changed the timeline.
Somebody has been changing the timeline at the very least. If it keeps happening, we could wind up living in a religiously conservative theocracy where freedom is a foreign concept and we all have to pretend to worship a Christian God while denying science. A true nightmare world.
Oh. Well, who wants to play a video game with me?
Online multiplayer?
What else? I've got an advanced copy of Operation Hot Zone Kill, and I'm itching to play.
As much fun as sitting in front of a console and pressing buttons with a bunch of sweaty nerd sounds, I'll pass. Yeah, me too.
Oh, come on, guys, it's Operation Hot Zone Kill, the 19th in the Operation Hot Zone series. I hear it has marginally better graphics than last year's game, and one new weapon. One new weapon! Oh, it sounds super awesome, but I have to do other things.
Other things, exactly, other things. I have so many other things that I need to do. No, you don't. You just said you had the whole afternoon to goof around. Actually, I said I had the whole afternoon to fuck around, and thanks for having my back, bro. Don't bro me, dude. Don't dude me, man.
I'm starting to perceive a reluctance on your part to game with me.
Way to go, General Observant. It's obvious they don't. You must suck at video games.
No, he doesn't! Trudeau is perhaps the best video game player I've ever seen!
Yeah, he's the only guy I've ever known who has ever mastered every materia in Final Fantasy VII.
He's the only gamer I've known who completed every quest in Skyrim without ever leveling up.
That's impossible!
I've seen the screen capture!
Well, I've heard that game developers all want to make a game that he can't beat.
Well, I've heard that Trudeau's the reason game developers go mad.
Okay, all I heard you guys say was blargly, blargly, nerd, 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 blargity, nerd, geek, nerd. Okay, for you, the non-gamer, Trudeau is the best video gamer I have ever seen, and it was a privilege playing with him when we would co-op.
Oh, stop it. I'd be blushing if I were capable of it.
Well, if he's so freaking awesome, why don't you guys want to play with him? He's too good.
Yeah, he's so good at games that he makes you feel like a big bucket of noob.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the last co-op battle we played, he amassed 563 kills, and I had somehow managed -7. At first, you're in awe of his abilities, but after a while, you're just a sulky bullet sponge.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to show you up on the game grid. And that's your other problem. You're too nice.
I am? Wait a minute. You guys don't like it because he's nice? Yeah, it's one thing to be a god amongst worms in video games, but to be polite and nice on top of it? Ugh.
It makes it impossible to hate you.
So you guys don't want to play with him because he's really talented and a good sport? Yeah, I mean, if he was a jerk and an epic player, it would drive us to want to keep playing in the off chance that we could beat him. But what's the point if after we overcome the odds and defeat him, he's all, good show, chaps, excellent game, well played. There's no satisfaction.
But I don't see a need to be a jerk to people in multiplayer. That's just rude, and my mama raised me right. Well, goody gumdrops for your mama, but it makes it really frustrating to play with a talented, nice guy.
Nope, I don't get it. Let me put it to you this way. Who is the best bingo player at the First Monstitarian Church? Oh, yeah. Agnes Applebrown. Every week she wins almost every game. She's a 97-year-old bingo demon. Everybody hates her. Every time she wins, she does a little dance with her walker and calls everybody a loser. I hate her more than you guys.
So now imagine her, but every time she wins, she just smiles and encourages others and tells them that they'll win next time.
Oh, I see. If she was nice, nobody would really want to defeat her. Defeating a challenging opponent who's also a jerk makes the victory so much sweeter.
But isn't it nice that I'm not some multi-playing douchebag who teabags his victories in everybody's faces? In theory, yes, but you have the luxury to be the nice guy because you're king of the mountain.
Look, I appreciate that you're a good sport and a nice guy, but I need to know when I defeat some dude that I'm crushing that dude's soul, and I can't get that feeling from a nice guy. It's like stepping on a baby bunny or something.
Yeah, I need a baby bunny to be a foul spoil sport who really gets his ego taken down a notch while I crush them.
I see.
So in order for you guys to be bad winners, I need to be a bad winner?
It's only fair. What do you guys think? Is it more satisfying to defeat a jerk?
Is being a good sport great in theory, but not as satisfying in practice? Comment down in the comment hole. Well, I guess that explains why nobody wants to play with me.
It's nothing personal. You're a great guy and a gamer of mythic proportions. Man, you guys are dumb. There is a solution to all your problems, and you're too dumb to see it. Please don't say prayer. Nope, I'm pretty sure baby Jesus never grants video game prayers. Why don't you guys turn to the Great Equalizer?
The Great Equalizer? You mean break one of his hands?
No, you morons, alcohol. Get Trudeau drunk and then play your little murder game.
I'm not well known for handling my liquor. Why, one wine cooler could diminish my gaming abilities considerably.
You'd be willing to do that for us, Trudeau?
Certainly. And as a bonus, I'm a real angry drunk. To the liquor store!
Hey everybody, it's me, Oswald, here to remind you to go to the links down below for your podcast and go listen to those podcasts. And the podcast that I'm telling you to go listen to this week is this one, Lemme Finish, with Atticus Blake and Jason Harding. Every week, Atticus and Jason make a whole bunch of jokes that little kids probably should not listen to because it has a lot to do with butts and wing-wongs and hoo-hoo diddles and fun bags and melon slappers and a bunch of other stuff. But they like it and it's funny, and they can't help it that they're perverts. Something happens when the two of them are together where they just become big old perverts. fairly certain the rest of the time they're pretty normal dudes. But when they get together, bango bingo, pervert party. So go listen to Pervert Party. Let me finish. Links are down below. Go listen to it. It's funny. And hey, Atticus makes me sing about happy birthday on an episode called Birthdays and Something. I can't remember what the part. You'll see. If you go, you'll see the episode. You'll be like, where's Oswald? I thought he was going to be in this. And then I am in it. Kind of. In a way. So yeah.
Oswald,
What?
that's it.
That's all?
Yeah, these are shorter now.
Oh. I guess people just don't like me in big hunks.
Everyone likes you in big hunks, Oswald. You're a big hunk yourself.
You said I'm a big hunk! Yay! But I don't feel that way about you.